Portions of the following segment were paid for by Emprise Bank.
Welcome back to Kansas Now. I'm Tatum Ratzlaff here with Emily Reisig from Emprise Bank. Today we're focusing on choosing the best savings account for your goals. Emily, let's start simple. What should we understand about savings accounts?
Yeah, savings accounts all come with advantages and disadvantages depending on the type. And what's important to understand is what are you saving for and aligning the type of savings account you might choose to the goals that you have for yourself.
So what are the main types of saving accounts that people should know about?
Yeah, we think about our standard savings account as something that beginners would use, or if you're just getting started in building your savings. And then there's what's called a high yield savings account, and this is where you might see greater interest that can be earned. It does come often with a minimum balance requirement or fees, so you want to be thoughtful about that as well. We also have money market accounts that are out there for you to earn towards your savings. These are tiered where you can earn interest in other ways. An advantage of a money market is also the ability to write checks from it and debit money back out of the account when needed. And then there's also certificates of deposit. And so this is where money is kept for a time period, usually 6 months or longer, to then earn a higher interest, though it is locked up for that period of time.
Interesting. So how should people decide which savings account is right for them?
Yeah, the best place to start is to think about what your goals are with savings. So in those shorter period or more flexible regular savings accounts, that's going to be where you save your emergency funds and where you keep that cushion in your day-to-day for life events that happen. And then when you think about the high yield savings, these are for short-term goals. Maybe it's saving for a vacation or saving up for a big purchase like a vehicle. For that longer term savings, that's when you might seriously consider a certificate of deposit or CD, because you know you don't need that money right away and you can get the biggest return for the money that you have in savings.
And some people may worry that they'll do it wrong. What would you tell them?
Yeah, honestly, the best place to start is to just get started. So stepping into understanding where you might begin with your savings journey, and then also thinking about where you can consult advice, whether that be online or within tools or advice at Emprise Bank, or perhaps consulting with one of your bankers. There are some key indicators of things to avoid though. So chasing the highest rate without paying attention to fees or minimum balance requirements that might encounter or actually hurt that savings goal. Also, having savings without a clear purpose. So taking the time to sit back and reflect on the needs for you personally. And then I would also highlight avoiding just doing nothing. So letting money accumulate in a checking account that's not earning anything for you, you're missing out on a true advantage that you can have to work towards your goals.
So what is the biggest takeaway from today?
I think the biggest takeaway is that savings can really work towards your goals, and aligning both what is it that your goals are and what's aligned with your future, and matching that up to the right tool that can serve you is where you're going to find the best outcome altogether.
Thanks so much, Emily, for the tips. We'll see you here next time to discuss tax refund strategies, how we can use our refunds to reduce budget stress instead of treating them like extra money. All right, it's round 2 of our Glaze of Glory tournament, and that means new matchups between the best donuts in town, just after the break on Kansas Now.
Portions of the preceding segment were paid for by Emprise Bank.